So it's time to do the inquiry lab on surface area of rectangular prisms. Now I'm just going to tell you, if you were absent and you're watching this, you missed out on the funnest lesson of 6th grade math. I'm sorry about that. The best we can do is get you through here without using the cereal boxes. So we'll do the best we can. So the question is, how can you use nets to find surface areas? Now I'm just going to show you what a net is. A net is if you take something, a 3D object like a cereal box, and you cut it open and you spread it out so you see all of its sides as a flat surface. That thing is called a net. So since we're not going to be cutting a cereal box right now, we're just going to go through and I'll just be giving you some numbers and we're going to have to figure this out. So it says one way to find surface area is to use a net, and nets are two-dimensional patterns of three-dimensional figures. When you construct a net, you are decomposing the 3D figure into separate shapes. In other words, you're breaking down a 3D box, a prism, into separate rectangles. Alright, so in step one, what we did in class is we actually cut open cereal boxes and measured them and did all that fun stuff. What you are going to be doing is doing these numbers that I'm about to make up for you. So we're going to say this cereal box. I'm going to say this one right here has the following dimensions. We'll say it is 8 inches wide from here to here. We'll say it is 12 inches tall. That would be the height. And in this little dimension here, we'll say that is 2 inches. Alright, so we've got our 3 dimensions, 8 by 12 by 2. And now, we're going to write those down here. So step one, we're not using a cereal box, we're just going to write those dimensions. We'll say the length is 8, the width is 2, and the height is 12. Now, what we're going to have to do here is we are going to find what is called the surface area. Now, this is not volume. Remember, volume is the inside of the cereal box. Area is the square units, in this case inches, that cover the outside of the box. So we have to figure out the surface area of this entire box. In other words, the area of the front and the back, the left and the right, and the top and the bottom, all added together to get the total surface area. Now, we're going to skip some of these steps since we're not cutting open a cereal box, and we are going to go and we're going to have to fill in some numbers here. So, looking at the front, now here's the thing. When we do this, the front and the back are going to be the same. The two sides are going to be the same, and the top and the bottom are going to be the same. So we only have to do this once. So for the front and the back, let's take a look first at just the front of the cereal box, and we need the 2 dimensions. So when we look there, this is 8, this is 12. So we're going to write those dimensions down here. The length is 8 and the width is 12, and the back will be the same. Now to find the area of those faces, remember it's a rectangle, so it's just length times width, and 8 times 12 is 96. So the area of the front is 96 and the area of the back is 96. Now, when we move on to the side, so side 1 and side 2. So I'm going to kind of highlight them. Side 1 is going to be this little side there I just highlighted in orange. And we need the 2 dimensions of that rectangle. So if we look here, the bottom of that rectangle is this little part, which is the 2. And this part is 12. So we're going to do, let me get a different color here. Okay, we'll do 2 times 12, 2 times 12 for the sides. And 2 times 12 is 24. So the area of each side is 24 square inches. The last would be the top and the bottom, which we can't see all too well unless my eraser stopped working. I don't know why. Sometimes the eraser just stops working. So I'll try to show you as best as I can. The top is going to be up here. And it's going to be kind of, if I switch over to blue maybe, or let me do green, it's going to be kind of like this, that top flap. So when we find the 2 dimensions of it, we need this little one here, which we know is 2, and we need this dimension, which is 8. So for the top, it's going to be 2 by 8. And that's 16. So to find the total surface area of the cereal box, we have to add up the areas of all 6 faces. Now when we do that down here, I'm going to let you do that in a second. These numbers in the green box, you're just going to put in here. So you have 96 plus 96 plus 24 plus 24 plus 16 plus 16. So your job is to pause the video, figure this out, and restart it to see if you're right. Go. Alright, so if you added all those numbers up, they should add up to 272, which means the surface area of the entire box is 272 square inches. Now remember, the difference between surface area and volume. Volume would say how much space is inside of that cereal box, and that would be measured in cubic units. Surface area is the outside, so if we wanted to know how many square inches of cardboard you need to make that cereal box, we need 272 square inches of cardboard. Alright, next page. This one, I'm going to go through kind of quickly because we'll get to drawing here. And I want to show you this is called an orthogonal drawing. And I want to show you how an orthogonal drawing, what it is, and how it can help you with surface area. So orthogonal drawings consist of separate views of an object taken from different angles. You can make a net from orthogonal drawings. So think of this as a box. The front and the back are this size. So if we're looking there, I see three going this way and 4 going this way. So this would be a 3 by 4 rectangle. The side are 3 by 6, and the top and bottom are 6 by 4. Now I'm going to show you how to use in 2. I don't have a grid there. I think you do in your book. It might be a mistake in the online version. But I'm going to show you how to draw a net of a rectangular prism. I'll tell you the rectangular prisms tend to look like this. They tend to have a row of 4 rectangles and then like your top and bottom here. So it kind of looks like a sideways cross. So I'll show you how to do that. We will save the top and the bottom for last. Now for these, remember, there's a front and a back, and there's 2 sides. So side 1 and side 2. So there's 4 rectangles. These are going to be these 4 rectangles that go this way. So I'm going to start with the front, which is one of these guys, which is 3 by 4. So I'm just going to put this and 3 by 4. And then you put a side on it, which is 3 by 6. So this side is the 3, and this would be 6. So that's the 6. 6 by 3. Now, then you do another front, which will be 3 by 4. They alternate, they take turns. So that's 3, this is 4. And then you do another side, which is 3 by 6. Remember, this is 3 by 6. So that gets us this part. Now, as far as the top and the bottom, you could put it almost anywhere, but I'm going to show you here. It's important to know that one side is 6, one side is 4. So I'll show you the 2 spots we can put it. One is we can attach it to one of the red ones, but you have to have the 6 side match up with the 6. Or we can attach it to one of the 4s. So this 4 would have to match up to the side with 4 on it. So I'm going to draw it. I'm going to connect it on top and bottom of this one here. So I'll switch over to green for this. So remember, the top and bottom are 6 by 4. So that would mean if this is 6, then this would be 4. And if this is 6, this would be 4. Okay, so that gets us our orthogonal drawing. Now, step 3 we're not going to do. We can't fold that into, because we're not going to cut it out. But if you did cut this net out and folded it up, you can fold it into a rectangular prism, which we'll write down here. The figure is a rectangular prism. And it says it has a surface area of blank square units. Well, I'm going to show you how to figure that out, and it can be kind of fun. Yeah, it's not that fun. I won't lie. All right. Hold on one second. Okay. So, we'll start with the black ones. Remember, it's 3 by 4, so this is 12. If that one's 12, so is this. Then we'll do the red ones. Remember, they're 3 by 6, which are 18. So if that's 18, so is this, because that was also 3 by 6. And then we'll do the green ones. Remember, they were 4 by 6, which is 24. So if that's 24, that's 24. So to get the surface area of this box, you have to add up all 6 of those faces. So I want you to do that. You can use a calculator and put it in that box there. Pause the video, add them up, restart it when you're ready. Okay, let's see what you got. So 18 plus 12 plus 18 plus 12 plus 24 plus 24 should be, I think, 100. Wait, hold on. Yeah, 108 square units. If I messed up, let me know. I think that's 108. All right, next page. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do 2 of these with you, and you are going to do these 2 on your own. And then we'll kind of get you set up with this one too. This is like the investigation we just did. So in number 1, we have to, it says work with a partner, use a net to determine the surface area. So we are going to take that cube, and I know it's a cube because it's 2 by 2 by 2, and we are going to draw it. Now here's the cool thing. Cubes have 6 faces, front, back, left, right, top, bottom, but they're all the same because all 3 dimensions are the same. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to do, remember there's like the 4 rectangles going across. So here is 1. Remember, it's 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Here's a second one. Second one. And a second one. This kind of gets you the maybe the front, the back, the left, and the right. And then you just have your top and the bottom, which is also 2 by 2. Now, you can find the surface area by counting up all these little squares in the whole thing if you want. But this is what I like to do. I'd rather say, if this is 2 by 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So, and you could see the 4 boxes in each one. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And add all those up, or notice there's 6 4. 6 times 4 is 24 cubic millimeters. Or I'm sorry, square millimeters. I'm thinking volume. All right. Now, we're going to go down to 3. But we're going to change something here. We don't need to deal with these stinking halves. That's going to make drawing it so much harder. So let's just cross off the half, and we'll treat that like a 4. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to try to think of the 4 rectangles that are going to go here. So we're going to have like maybe the left, front, right, back going across. And then our top and bottom. So I'll even write that here. Left, front, right, back, top, and bottom. If you think you can draw this prism here, all 6 faces here, so it looks like a cross, you could do it on your own. If you're stuck, or you don't think you can, do it with me so I can show you how this works. All right. Anyway, I'm going to start. So let's start with this left. You see this little square over here? That is 2 this way. And for this dimension, say this going this way, we need to steal it from over here, 1. So that's 2 by 1. So I'm going to start here. Just draw. See how it's 2 by 1? It's 2 that way, 1 that way. Now you don't want to have the 2 by 1s next to each other because they don't touch. See, this one doesn't touch this one, so they can't touch in your orthogonal drawing. So now we're going to do, going around the side, we're going to do this front here, which is 2 by 4. So going to my orthogonal drawing, I already have the 2, so now I just need to have the 4. Okay, now we'd get to the right, which is the same as here. So we'd have 2, and then, looks like I should have started over here, but I didn't. And then the last one is going to be the same as this front one. It was 2 by 4. So 2 by 4, and I'm going to have to go off of my paper to get my 4 because I didn't start all the way at the left. Oops, I should know better. Now for the top and the bottom, this part can be trickier. So the top, we're going to need the 4. But then, what is this other side right here on the top? It is not the 2. It is actually, you see how this 1 is here? So that's 1. Okay, so the top and the bottom is going to be, it's 4 by 1. So we use, let's say, use this 4 here and go up 1. All right, so now you find the surface area. Some of them it's going to be easier to count the blocks. So I know, for example, this is only 2 blocks. And this is 2 blocks. Some of them, like the bigger one, you might want to do, just remember it's length times width. So 4 times 2 would get me 8 and 8. And then these top ones are just 4 squares. I can actually count those. Add those up, and I get 2 plus 8 is 10, 12, 20, 24, 28. All right, so that one would be 28 square feet. So you are going to have to do, based on the video, 2 and 4 on your own. But use the drawings I have here in the video to show they kind of all follow the same format. And last, we'll go down and I'll help you with number 5. Okay, so in number 5. All right, there we go. It says draw a net on the grid from the orthogonal drawing, then find the surface area. So remember how this goes. I'm going to do, there's the front and the back, there's 2 of these. There's the left and the right, side 1 and side 2, and this is the top and bottom. We'll save those for last. So let's start with the front. I see it's 2 by 3. So let's just do over here, maybe I'll start all the way at the left at this time, 2 by 3. And then I do 1 on the left, which is 2 by, if I count that, it's 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 by 5. So then I'm going to do, I already have my 2 going up and down, and 5 this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then I repeat. The one that was 2 by 3, and the one that was 2 by 5. Because remember, the front and the back are the same, the left and the right are the same. Now I just need my top and bottom. Now the top and bottom, if I look at my dimensions, are 5 that way by 3 that way. So we just have to match that on one of the sides that have a 5 or a 3. So I'm going to match it on this one that has a 5. And remember the dimensions, what were they? 5 by 3? So if this is 5, we'll go up 3. And if this is 5, we'll go down 3. And that is our orthogonal drawing. Now, to find the surface area, we do length times width. So, remember, this is 2 by 3 is 6. This will be 6 as well. This is 2 by 5 is 10. This will be 10. This is 3 by 5 is 15. This will be 15. So to find the surface area, add all of those up. And 6 plus 10 is 16. 6 plus 10 is 16. Both of those together are 32. These two 15s make a 30. So 32 plus 30 will be 62 square units. All right. So we did most of this together. I know it's challenging, but you're up for the challenge. You only have to finish 2 and 4 on your own. Do the best that you can. And I'll be checking it when you hand it in. Thanks, guys.